one of the big stories over the last few days. Dana White announced it, I believe it was on Thanksgiving Day, that our guy Joe Pyfer is getting his first UFC main event February 10th against the veteran Jack Hermansson. Let us talk to Joe Pyfer now about this massive opportunity. There he is, Big Joe in the house. Hello, Joe. How are you?
What up, Ara? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Great to have you on. Had to talk to you about this because this feels like the next big step in your career. When did you get the call, and what was your reaction when you got the word that you would be headlining your first event on February 10th?
Yeah. So a lot happened real quick.
Okay,
and
tell us.
Yeah. So I don't even know when was Thanksgiving. A Wednesday, I think.
Thursday.
Thursday. Oh God. Yeah. So I got the call. I think it was on Saturday. Speculation. We just started going over like the contract renegotiation, and then kind of like who was available, what their plan was, what my time frame was when I wanted to fight. And this is definitely sooner than I expected. And the opportunity was something that I couldn't resist. And the second I heard this name, it was just yes. You can't really deny an opportunity to go. With the new contract, with the opponent specifically, is why I said yes. I'm being very particular. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody in the top 15. I know there's going to be people that are salty, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, that following Saturday, I got a call. And by Wednesday on Thanksgiving, Dana had announced it. And I had found out about 3 hours before he announced it that, it was approved and whatnot. So I was like, let's fucking run it.
Wow.
And so I'm going to go whoop Jack Hermansson's ass on February 10th and silence the doubters and, shut the haters up. And when I say haters, it's not that many. I can't really complain, but
I was going to say, I don't feel like there's a lot of doubters and haters coming your way these days. You feel like there are?
Honestly, my hate comes from I would say more of the fighters in a silent way. Like, I don't really feel like the fighters voice their opinions about me, but I get the side looks. I get it. I catch the vibe. That's all I can say.
Man, I certainly don't feel it from the fans. I certainly feel like the fans are behind you. Just curious, you said that maybe a little sooner than you would have liked. In a perfect world, when did you want to return?
I was looking at that March card. I heard something about, something towards my way on the East Coast, end of March. So I would have liked that just because of, getting some injuries taken care of and making sure that I was, not cut it too close. So it's a little bit sooner than I wanted, but I'll be good and I'll be ready to rock. And I'm looking forward to this test. It's a big test on paper. And Jack's a dog. I've been watching him for years and, very familiar with him, very respectful of what he brings to the table as far as the cardio, as far as the grit. He's a dog. He's not a quitter, and he brings the fight to you. So I like that, and I'm very confident in this matchup. Though I think it's a very, 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 very bad matchup for him. So
you got a new contract.
Yes.
Congrats.
Yes.
Are you happy with it?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it with a stipulation. That we're kind of gonna. This is good because this isn't like I'm stuck. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go whoop his ass, and then if they want me to keep climbing, then we're gonna talk again. So it's a good thing, and UFC has been super willing to work with me. Let's just put it that way. So and I have no complaints, especially when I'm going from what I'm going to, and it makes sense. It sets me up for the constant climb, in the pay grade. So it's good. I'm not unhappy. I'm happy. And again, as much as I didn't want to be in the top 15, I wanted to fight 2 more fights. I wanted to be 5-0 and then go into the rankings. But like I said, I think this is a great matchup. To break into the top 15, I don't think I don't want to say easier fight because it's not easy.
Right.
But as far as styles make matches, I think this is a favorable fight for me.
Why did you want the 5-0 before going into the top 15? Why did that matter?
Contracts.
Okay.
I want to get in and out of my contracts. You know what I mean? I want to show these guys that I'm capable of getting finishes, and that's what I was on trend to do. Right? I got 3 finishes out of 4-fight contract, and let me get 2 more wins. Let me stack some money so that way when I go to fight the top 15, I'm in a comfortable situation financially that I have no worries. Like the only thing on my mind is the fight, not I got to fight because I need money type thing. You know what I mean? So that's why. But this secures me being able to be good for a bit. And we'll go from there. With a win, this is the best case scenario. Obviously, with a loss, it's not best case scenario. But we'll leave that to the fighting gods to decide. And yeah, I'm a finisher, so I think I'm gonna do all right.
So is this one of those things that they've said and you've agreed to that like once this fight is over and it all goes well for you, hopefully, then you'll revisit the contract stuff? Like, is there a chance that it gets even better after this? It's not like a new long-term
Yeah, I
deal that
mean,
you can't
look, I mean,
renegotiate?
my trajectory. There's no losing in my position. You know what I mean? I'm being set up. Here's the way I look at it. I got a documentary that's pending. When that comes out, I'm gonna touch so many hearts with that, and I'm really gonna get to my fan base and let them know, like, hey, this is a whole life's work. This is a whole life's journey. So when people think, oh, like even now, like I'm fighting a guy who's 23-8, he's number 10. Oh, it's a big fight. He's unranked fighting number 10. Like he's bypassing all these people. Look, I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this 22, 23 years. I have the reps. I have the mind for it now. I have the composure. I have the determination. I have the work ethic. I have the power. So I think the culmination of having the documentary release, getting a good fight against a guy like Jack, who's a good dude, and being able to have the fight that we're gonna have, I think I'm just gonna boom. I'm setting myself up for superstardom, and not in a cheesy way, not one of these fucking corny. I don't want to say another name, but you know, yeah, I mean, I think mine's very authentic, and I'm real, and I don't have to fake my way to make it, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be authentic, and I'm trying to make sure that moving forward, I'm undeniably going to get to that next contract. Ultimately, this is about financial gain and security, and I will not forget that because of an ego. So, I could be number 10, but yeah, I mean, it's got to make sense for me financially. I don't want to fight the rest of my life. I want to fight for a good, 7, 8 more years and whoop some ass and make sure that I never have to work again, man. So that's my ultimate goal. Fuck the belts, fuck everything else. Like that's gonna come. I just
Sure.
know I know that's gonna come. You know what I mean? Like if I beat Jack, right? I knock out Jack, I finish Jack. They're gonna put me in the top 10 somewhere.
Sure.
And I can't imagine I'm going to be fighting backwards after you just jump me forward that much. And that's the momentum that I have. So that's the trajectory I'm on. As long as I go out there and I do my thing. So yeah, I mean, new contract. I think I don't want to say after this fight, but depending who they offer, if you want to offer me 1-6, 1-5, then we got to talk again.
Just curious, last thing on the contract, was there any part of you that wanted to just fight it out and see what's out there for Joe Pyfer, just test the market? Did you consider that?
No, no. My dream has always been the UFC, and I think not to disrespect any other organization or fighter that might take it personally, but I think UFC is the A leagues. I think Bellator's B, and maybe even PFL's B, and then you got the C leagues. And I'm not saying as far as the competition itself, but I'm saying as far as the promotion, the pressure of the promotion being the most. I think it brings the most eyeballs. It's been around the longest, and I think I'm still building my name where I'm building my worth. I don't think that I could really go anywhere else and people would be too excited. I think I would have people excited to have me, but I don't think that I'm a superstar yet. I think I still got a little bit of work to do. I think 2 more fights against some really good guys, Jack being the toughest on my resume, then I could say, hey, I'm worth something. And maybe if I'm not happy here, but, I have no complaints. I've been treated well. I've been bonusing out. So I'm getting paid better. If I wasn't bonusing out, I'd probably be upset. But yeah, I mean, I'm doing good, man. I'm hitting my bonuses. I'm talking my shit, and they're promoting it. And yeah, all I got to say is that I'm in a good position because I talk my shit and I back it up.
Speaking of which, you seem very confident going into this fight, as you always are. You always come across as a very confident person. But just curious, what about this matchup makes you so confident?
I wouldn't say there's anything about the matchup that makes me so confident other than the fact that, I mean, like a lot of my issues are injuries, man. I fucking since 24 years old, I've just been injury prone. And, sometimes those things get in my head and, or they affect my training and preparation, if it doesn't stop me. So I'll just bite through the pain sometimes, but it's like, man, at a certain point, I'm going to hurt myself again, like real bad. So, I've been trying to take care of my body, take care of my health, but I would say, I guess, against Jack is I don't think that his boxing's all that good. I think that he's, a tough guy. I think he's got grit, man. He's got grit more than anything. He's kind of awkward. he kind of throws like sloppy ass combinations. I don't think that he does anything great, but he's a tough guy everywhere. And you get caught trailing behind him, he just kind of pulls away. He's got good cardio, so I think my biggest fight for this is going to be, understanding that I got to be prepared for 25 minutes. I don't think it's going to go 25 minutes. I think I'm too powerful. I think I'm too fast. I think that's what excites me about it, is I think I can catch him inside of his recklessness.
How is your body now? How are you feeling?
Good, good, good. I'm taking off the rest of this week. Like I have not trained at
Wow.
all. Yeah, I have not trained at all. Just like I've been lifting and whatnot here and there, but I had an injury that I had to just let kind of not do anything, not agitate it, not make it inflamed at all, and kind of fucking sucks to be honest. Kind of go nuts. But I've been
Yeah.
running and I've been lifting and trying to do the things that I can without agitating it. And so I'm gonna go out here tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm gonna go support Sean. Let this light shine on him and him go do his thing against Kelvin. And then when I get back, it's all business, and it's business till it's time to do the dance.
Do you feel like you go crazy when you can't train for a while?
Yeah, man. There's uncertainty. You know what I mean? When it's almost like how these guys that come back from war, they talk about like they don't know how to live normal afterwards. I struggle sometimes with, if I don't have a fight, I don't really know what to do with myself. I promised myself I would take a vacation, and then this opportunity came up, so I'm not taking a vacation. And I've been flying out to Vegas. I helped Brendan Allen, going out there supporting him, and just like every flight that I'm taking is all like work. So it's not really like I haven't had a chance to just kind of detach. But hey, listen, I'm on a roll. And I'm confident because I know how hard I work. I know how good my coaching is. I know how smart my mind is for this game. And yeah, man, I mean, Jack's a badass dude. Like, I like the guy. I think he's a good human being. I think that's why I'm super confident. Like, I would say I get a little bit more nerves with people I don't like, because I put such an emphasis on wanting to hurt those people. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to do the same to Jack, whether I like him or not. But, I think he's a good human being, and I've watched him for a lot of years before I've ever been in UFC for a long time, So I think it's kind of cool. I don't really get starstruck, but I think it's cool. You know what I mean? I'm comfortable with it because I feel like I know him. I guess that's the best way to say it. I'm confident because I feel like I know him. So
He's one of the nicest guys. Like, he's always smiling. He's always so nice, down to earth. It's kind of
that
like
shit's
impossible.
fucking weird though. That shit's weird though. Like,
Why?
come on, bro.
Why?
I don't know. It's like you do all this smiling shit, and you come out, and you start trying to mean mug, and then I don't know. Unless you're like flatlining people, like that's why I didn't like Paul Craig. I thought that dude was a cheese ball because he comes out doing all these antics and all this, I'm gonna kill you, and then the guy can't box for shit, and he a gust of wind, and he's all over the place. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's just I like Jack, but come on, bro, stop with the mean mugging shit, because you don't knock people out like I do. So that's just me.
That's fair. You
I'm
were
not being arrogant either.
No,
I
I get
hope
it.
that doesn't, all the fucking clickbait motherfuckers are gonna be like, ah.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So you were there for that Paul Craig fight. By the way, the relationship with Brendan, how did that come about?
Yeah, so Brendan came up to my gym. His best friend Tuco is real close to my coach, and it was kind of weird. Like me and Brendan trained once or twice, and we were cool. We connected over cars. He's got a Hellcat and like some other stuff that he like builds or whatnot. So, and I got an Evo. So we were just talking about the shit that we've done to our cars, and that's how we really like started talking all the time. But he's actually been in my DMs and texting me the whole time, my last camp, like, encouraging me, wishing me well, and just checking on me, make sure I'm good. So he's always kind of kept the connection there, and I like him. He's cool. He cheered me on against Gerald, even though that was his guy. Like, he was like, may the best man win. Like, I hope you both win. Hope you both get fight tonight or whatever. And unfortunately, his best friend cornered against me, so I didn't like him at first. You know what I mean? And I kind of thought that was like but that's his teammate. So, but when he asked me to come out, I was a little thrown off by it. But man, there's some real ones. I went out there, I felt the vibe, and I was like, listen, like if we're gonna train together, we're gonna help each other. I can't fight each other. The only time we'll fight each other is if it's for a belt. I don't care who that pisses off. You know what I mean? That's just me. I don't fight my friends, and I can't help friends if I'm going to fight them. It's just that's not my code of conduct. I don't do that.
I was just going to ask you that. I mean, it feels like you might be on a path to be in the same sort of orbit. So I guess the answer is no, unless it's for a belt.
Listen, me and Brendan will shake hands. We'll have a sit down. We'll have a talk if the time comes where he's a champion and I'm a challenger, or I'm a champion, he's a challenger. We'll shake hands. We'll make sure that we talk a bunch of shit. We make a dick ton of money, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I mean, he's a couple steps ahead of me, so he's going to do his thing, and I'm going to do my thing. I think we're on two separate paths, and if we have to collide, then we'll collide, and we'll make the most of it. But yeah, I mean, contender, we're not doing that.
By the way, for the record, just my opinion, he may be steps ahead of you in terms of like who he has fought, but I just think that's a product of he's had more fights. Skill wise, I mean, I personally think you're right there. And
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's nobody in this division, Ariel, that's outclassing me. Like, one of the things I said in the interview is, I'll be damned if another man just fucking walks through my life and just like steamrolls me. I work too fucking hard for that. You better kill me, motherfucker. Like, you better put me down. And Abdul, just to clarify that fight, because I know Jack Hermansson be throwing a shit ton of like calf kicks. I want to clarify, when I got kicked in the calf, bro, I thought we had this understanding that we was gonna bang. And when he started kicking my calf, I was like, fuck this, I'm taking him down. Like, I made a decision in that moment. Like, man, this dude's going to keep kicking my leg. Like, my leg hurts. I'm just taking him down. So I think that is something like Jack's going to look at and be like, ooh, that calf's there. But like, I wasn't anticipating it. And then when I did start checking, I could tell it hurt his foot. But yeah, I don't know. Like, my point is, I said in the interview, I was like, this guy kept talking about alpha. I'm the man. I'm my experience. I fought in the UFC. I may be 3-0 in the UFC, bro, but my one loss was because of mental health, and I'm not making any excuse. Like, I had to find myself as a fighter, figure out my groove, things like that. And then, I lost to Dustin Stoltzfus. What the fuck has Dustin Stoltzfus done? Like, I broke my arm in a wild exchange, bro. Like, it is what it is. It's a freak accident. That shit has never happened to me throughout all my training. And I even saw him actually out in Vegas.
Wow.
And
what was that like?
I let him know. I said, I fucking hated you for a lot of years. I didn't pull any punches. Brendan and Tuco were laughing, but they got the video. It was kind of funny, but I felt bad. I kind of came out a little bit aggressive and just said, like, yo, like, I hated you because you didn't check up on me. Like, I had a life-altering injury where I almost lost my career, and you didn't have the decency to check up on me. And his response was, I did. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I got the DMs, bro. Like, you didn't say shit. So I just let him know that I thought it was like a kind of a scumbag move not to check up on. Like, I want everybody to be okay at the end of the day. I even talked to Abdul. I've talked to Gerald. Same thing with Amadovsky. Like, I don't want anybody to have any life-altering injuries from this. I know it's a lot of ego in this sport, but I don't want to take something from somebody's everyday living. And I just thought that was like kind of a scumbag move. You offered to train with me after the fight and shit like that, and then I never hear from you, and you kind of acted like you bested me. You know what I mean? So that's why I told him. I said, you never respond. I said, what kind of man? I said, we're in the same organization. I was 1-0, 2-0 calling you out. I called you out right after I won my contender series, and you ain't respond. You're nowhere to be found. I was like, that's some pussy shit. So that's what I told him. And I said, you need to stop fighting like a bitch. And he agreed. So that's it. And then 5 minutes later, Ariel comes walking out, and I walked up to him and I apologized. I said, hey, listen, like, I know you're here training for your fight against Puna. Like, I'm just upset. Like, I've been wanting to fight you, man. Like, that's just is what it is. Like, my competitive side of me, like, we both know how that fight was going. We both know that it wasn't done correctly. Even if you had won, I'd rather you knock me the fuck out or choke me unconscious or break something from an actual submission, not claim like you deserve to be in the UFC off of a mat return, bro. Like, it's just, nah. So I apologize, though, because I was a dickhead.
But now you're so far past that, right? Or do you like even you beat Jack Hermansson, they offer you this fight, you take it?
Fuck yeah.
Wow. You just need to right that wrong.
Yeah, bro. I'm like somebody that I'm like a fucking, I don't know. I just keep coming back, bro. I keep coming back.
A honey badger.
And I'm a honey badger. You can't fucking kill me. So I just, I'm resilient and I'm perseverant. And why wouldn't I want that back? We're fighters, right? We're fighters. I don't care if he's fucking 1-10. Let's do it right. We fight in the same organization. I hope he does well. I hope Puna does well. I like both of them. I like Puna. I think Dustin's a good guy. But Dustin's a coward. No man will ever call me out and talk all that shit. And then, I don't even want to say talk all that shit, bro. It's just like, listen, like, we're fighters. We fight in the same fucking thing. You won by some bullshit fucking mat return, my arm dislocated. You thought I was gone. A lot of people thought I was gone. I wasn't coming back, and I came back, and I did it in spectacular fashion, and I finished everybody from the debut, till here. And I haven't had that many fights, but come on, bro. I'm a competitor. Let's run it back. So yeah, absolutely, I'll take that shit back.
Can I tell you the one thing? There's just one, I love everything about this. Your intensity, everything you're saying, the rise. I feel like this time next year, you're very much a player at 185 if you're not already. But you'll have maybe two, 3 fights between now and then. I feel like you should be fighting in a packed arena. Apex? Why Apex? Why do we have to do this at the end? Like you're an energetic, magnetic.
You know what
personality.
I think it is? Here's what I think it is. Here's how I spun it in my head. Okay. I think that they're waiting for. I don't think they know about the documentary, and if they do, then they do. I know they have some idea of it, but as far as like Dana, I don't think Dana's thinking that. But I think they want to put me in a spot to do well, and they're not giving me a gimme fight. Like Jack's a fucking tank, like he's a beast. Like don't get me wrong, I will leave no stone unturned, and I have to search in my soul. I understand this to perform the best I ever have. And I think he's going to be my toughest fight, but I also believe I'm going to make it look easy, even though it's my toughest fight. So, and if it's not easy, then so be it. I'm fucking fighting the best in the world. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about his number, his rank. He's a man with a heart, lungs, and I'm gonna break him. So, I've never gone into something thinking that somebody's better than me, because you're not. And so yeah, I mean, I think that they're going to put me at the Apex because I'm comfortable there. It's what I'm familiar with. And I think it's a chance for me to show that I can compete against the top guys in that upper echelon. Because there's this fucking stigma that everybody in the top 15 is the best in the world. Bro, some fat motherfucker made that shit sitting on his couch. And I'm not fat shaming. Relax, guys. I'm just saying it's the disgust of people that can sit there and judge fighters that have never fought in their life. That's what I mean by that. So you could be thin, fat, whatever, dwarf, I don't care. But it's the fact that people that have never fought are the ones making these rankings. And they're sitting there saying that these are the best in the world. I think that is wrong. And I think that people go too much by a number rather than that's a human being across from me, just like me. He got a heart. He's got lungs. He's got a brain that'll quit just like anybody else. So we're gonna put each other's heart on the line, and we're gonna meet in the middle. And yeah, let people think that he can grapple me too. Bring that shit.
You want a sub?
Nah, I want to knock this motherfucker out. I don't want no sub. But I'm saying, like, I'm just saying, because I got grappling. I'm a 2-stripe brown belt. I've been a purple belt since I was 18 years old. I'm 27 now. I go with a lot of black belts. I don't get subbed. I don't get fucking manhandled. No nothing, bro. I hold my own. I do my thing. So, yeah, all I'm saying is just people are going to be on notice that I'm a problem everywhere, not just in the striking department.
I love it. So, every time I talk to you, I want to run through this brick wall over here. Your intensity.
I'm getting hyped now. I'm about to start fucking.
Well, we have to wait a few months. February 10th. Yeah. Delighted for you. Good luck in training. Big opportunity. Well deserved. Well earned. Can't wait for it. Always great to talk to you, Joe. Good luck, and get it done on February 10th.
My man Ariel, thanks for always having me on, man. You've been the guy.
I appreciate it.
You've been the guy. So I appreciate you, and I always watch your shit, like I said. So ain't nothing changed, man. I'm still me. I'm still going to be me. I'm just trying to make some money just being me. You know what I mean? So yes. I'm going to give everything I got, and whatever's God's plan is, God's plan. So let's go rock this motherfucker.
Good luck, my man. Great to talk to you.
Sweden, motherfucker, USA!
There he is, Joe Pyfer. What a character. Massive opportunity for him on February 10th. Main event, first one against the veteran Jack Hermansson, who has not fought since December of last year. The loss, if you recall, to Roman Dolidze, which was a bit of a shocker. Prior to that, had the win over Chris Curtis. So he's been a bit inactive. Was supposed to fight Brendan Allen in June. That fight got canceled. He withdrew. So now he returns against the up-and-comer Joe Pyfer, who is going to be a star. And I suspect this time next year, he will be in that title picture, no doubt about it.